Nobody hands you a manual when you become your parent's advocate. Here's what I wish someone would have told me. Hi, I'm Octavia Barrett. I help family caregivers navigate the healthcare system and still take care of themselves so they can keep showing up for their family without losing themselves in the process. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell because every week I am sharing exactly what I have learned over the years so you don't have to learn the hard way. If you're caring for aging parents right now, you already know the feeling that I'm talking about. One day you're the kid, the next day you're on the phone with the cardiologist trying to remember what medications she's on and whether or not she took them this morning. Nobody trains you for that. I know because nobody trained me neither. So here's what I've learned over the years. Tip number 1, get the paperwork done before you need it. Here's what most people don't know about this, but by the time you need a HIPAA release or a power of attorney, you're usually in crisis. You're standing in the hospital hallway while a nurse is telling you that she legally cannot talk to you about your mother's condition. So here's why that matters. If you're navigating your mom or dad's healthcare right now, a HIPAA release allows the doctors to actually talk to you. A medical power of attorney allows you to make decisions when your parents cannot. You want both of these signed while everyone is calm and clear-headed, not while everyone is scared. So ask your parents' primary care doctor for a HIPAA release. Now, unfortunately, you do have to do this with every doctor that your parents see, whether it's the primary care or a specialist like a cardiologist or a kidney doctor. Any specialist that they see, you will want to get this form signed. Next, talk to an elder law attorney. They can help you fill the paperwork out for the medical healthcare power of attorney, or you can search your state's free medical power of attorney and be sure to get that notarized. Next, you want to keep copies, one with you in your bag, one at home, and one with your parents' paperwork. So the next time something happens, you're not fighting to get into the room. You will already be there. Tip number 2, track patterns, not just symptoms. My mom has heart disease and type 2 diabetes. For years, she was in and out of the ER almost every month. Every visit felt like that we were starting over because nobody was looking at the whole picture, just what brought her in that day. So here's what I did instead. I started keeping a simple log: her blood pressure, her weight, her energy levels, what she ate, when she ate, how she slept. Not because I'm a nurse, but because I'm her daughter. And I was the one person that saw her every single day. And here's what changed because of that. Once I started bringing in that log to her appointments, the doctors started catching things earlier. And instead of going into the ER every month, she had only been into the ER twice in several years. That's not luck. That's paying close attention and writing it down. If any of this is landing with you, I actually wrote something for exactly this moment. It's my free guide on how to advocate for your aging parent. It's the starting point that I wish someone had given me when I was standing in that hospital hallway with nothing but questions. You can grab it free. The link is below. Tip number 3, ask, what's the plan if this doesn't work? Doctors are trained to tell you what the next step is, but they're not always trained to tell you the step after that. If your dad starts new medication, ask what happens if this doesn't help. Or if your mom is having a procedure, ask what the recovery looks like and what could go wrong. You're not being difficult, you're being prepared. I've sat in enough appointments to know that the families who ask questions have a plan. The families who don't ask questions, they end up calling me in a panic 3 weeks later. So ask the questions while you're calm, not after. Tip number 4, build your support system before running on empty. I learned this one the hardest way. After pouring everything into caring for my mom, my husband, my son, my own body started keeping score. I was diagnosed with chronic stress fibromyalgia. That diagnosis was hard, but it was also clarifying. I had spent years doing everything for everyone else that I had quietly stopped taking care of myself. So here's the takeaway. Find one person, a friend, a sibling, a support group, even an online community, who you can talk to and call when things get too much. Not when you've collapsed. Before that. Self-care isn't a luxury when caregiving. It is the infrastructure that allows you to keep showing up. Out of everything I've shared so far today about caring for aging parents, which one of these can you relate to right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And honestly, some of the best conversations have started in this community. Tip number 5, coordinate between specialists yourself. Don't assume they are talking to each other. This one surprises people every time. Your parents' cardiologist and their endocrinologist are very rarely looking at their chart in real time. If nobody is connecting the dots, then the dots don't get connected. So here's what to do. After every appointment, ask for a written summary. Or even better, get access to your parents' My Chart. In there, you can get the after visit summary. And many applications also have a section for the provider's comments, which goes into a little bit more detail about what was discussed than the after visit summary. Bring it to the next specialist appointment and say something like, "This is what the cardiologist found. Does this change anything on your end?" You become the thread that ties the whole picture together. Because right now, that thread doesn't exist without you. Tip number 6, know that you are allowed to push back. This was a hard one for me when my son was younger. I was young. My son was maybe 5 or 6, and he was sleeping almost 15 to 20 hours a day. And I knew something was wrong. I kept going to the neurosurgeon and telling him something was wrong. He would run scans and MRIs and different tests, and everything came back normal. And he would just send me on my way. But then I kept scheduling appointments. I kept coming back saying something is wrong. And then while we were talking, he had an idea. I don't know where it came from, but he had an idea to go see a neuro-ophthalmologist, which is an eye doctor that looks more into the eye, the back of the eye, and some of the nerve endings in there. And what they found was that some of the spinal fluid that typically gets routed through his shunt was not going that route, and in fact was going into his optical nerve. So they had to do a procedure to release that pressure, and things started working better. And afterwards, the neurosurgeon came to me and he hugged me And he said that he was glad that I came and kept pushing him, because who knows what would have happened to my son if I had given up on him. He said that most parents, most people will just take the word of the doctor and not push back. And he was thankful that I pushed back. And he said that he would hope that more parents did that. So if something doesn't sit right with you, you are allowed to ask more questions. You are allowed to ask for a second opinion. You're not questioning their expertise. You're advocating for the person that you love. Tip number 7, give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up. Nobody talks about this part enough. Somewhere in the middle of managing medications and doctor's appointments, there's feelings that show up. Sometimes it's grief or anger. You may be quietly grieving that parent that used to take care of you. Or you may be angry that your parent may not have been the parent that you needed growing up, but yet here you are showing up and taking care of them. Or maybe you have family members that are not stepping up as much as you would like. Those feelings are real, and they are allowed to exist right alongside all the logistics. You don't have to push it down to keep functioning. You can feel and still show up. Both things are true at the same time. If this video gave you one thing that you can use the next time you are caring for an aging parent, give it a thumbs up. It truly helps reach the next caregiver who needs it. And if you want that free guide, the link is below. I know you've been carrying a lot, and you're doing better at it than you think. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you next time.